Hey, my little cupcakes, I have a really good story. Hope you enjoy it. Let's here we go on our adventure. If you come to Earth. Little glare, so we scooted over. Dear visitor from outer space, if you come to Earth, here's what you need to know. She's writing the visitor from outer space. If you come to Earth, you gotta know these things. You can find us near a big sun and a tiny moon, and a bunch of other planets. Ours is the greeny blue one. So she's describing our sun, our tiny moon, and our planets. Our planet and the other planets. Ours is the greeny blue one. The green and brown bits are land, and the blue stuff is water. The brown stuff is the land, and the blue stuff is the water. The brown and green stuff is the land. People live mostly on land in big cities and small towns and tiny villages. So she's describing how we live in big cities, towns, or villages, or just in the middle of nowhere. There's someone that lives out in the desert, out in the middle of nowhere. We live in all kinds of homes. And here's some people, some refugees that are walking. It says, we lost our home in a fire, in a flood, and in a war. So some people don't have homes. Down at the bottom where these people are walking, they said they've lost their homes to different things. But there's all types of homes in the world. In all kinds of families. So here's a picture of all different kinds of families that we have in the world. All kinds. All different kind of families. There are more than 7 billion people on Earth. We all have bodies, but every body is different. So there's 7 billion people, and every body is shaped differently. Except for my friends who are identical twins and look the same. Except for Mustafa's mole. So here's a set of twins, they look the same, except for one of them has a mole on her neck. Except for Mustafa's mole, and that makes them look different. Inside our heads, we are usually thinking. You can't see our thoughts, but sometimes we show our feelings on our faces. So in this picture, people are thinking, but in the other pictures, people are showing expressions on their face. Some happy, some sad, some upset, just different emotions. Even if we don't feel like it, we get dressed every day. We wear different clothes depending on what we do and where we live and if it's hot or cold. So every day we get dressed, and we dress differently depending on the weather or what we're doing. So there's all kinds of clothes for all different kinds of occasions. There are lots of different weather in the world. Some of it's good and some of it's bad. So there's all kinds of weather in the world. Some is good, but some is not good at all. Some is bad. So that's what's different in the world. Wherever people live, we usually have to go someplace else. There are lots of ways to get there. So our transportation, we have all different types of transportation. Ships, buses, boats, horses, all types, by walking, all types of forms of transportation. I'm a kid, and kids go to school to learn stuff, so we'll know what to do when we grow up. So if you're a kid, you go to school when you grow up so you know what to do. Grown-ups do lots of things to make the world work. So grown-ups have all different kinds of jobs to make the world work. All kinds of jobs to keep keep our world going. But when people are not at work or at school or sick or asleep, we get to do whatever we want. So here's some pictures of people and kids that are having some leisure time. Dancing, swinging, skating, running, all types of things. At the playground, doing some music. A little bit of everything. Whatever we are doing, we need to eat when we are hungry. Some of us have more food than others. We all need food and water to survive. So when we're hungry, we need to have some food and drink some water. And some people have more food than others. And they eat different foods than each other. We get water from the rain, which flows into little streams and big rivers, and all the way to the sea. You don't drink the sea because it's too salty. So the rain goes in the streams and the lakes and down to the ocean, but you can't drink the ocean water. It's too salty. The sea looks empty. So if you look at the sea, it looks like it's empty. But actually, it's full. Fish can swim, but they can't walk. Look at all these different kinds of fish that are in the ocean. All different kinds. The ocean is full of animals and fish. Most animals can walk or swim or gallop or hop, but they can't fly. So most animals can walk and gallop or swim, but they just can't fly. Some birds can swim and walk and fly. So if I had a choice, I would be a bird because they can do all three, some of them. So here's a bird. She's saying that she would like to be a bird because they have the option to swim, walk, or fly. Birds can sing, so can whales. And people. People make all kinds of music on our own and all together. So birds can sing, animals, people, and you can make music alone or you can make it together. We have that option. Some of us who are deaf talk with our hands and faces. Some of us who are blind read with our fingers. So if you can't talk, you can use sign language. If you can't see, you can read with your fingers. And that's called Braille. If we are blind, we can imagine colors as shapes and sounds. These are the colors you need to paint everything in the world. So if you're blind, you can imagine colors as shapes and sounds. And here's some of the paints, the different colors that you need for all the different colors of the world. Some things are part of nature. Some things are made by people. So some things are made by nature, and the other things are made by people. Both are important. Some things are big, some things are small. Like this dinosaur bones is big, and some of these small insects are tiny. Some things are invisible. Wind, invisible cloak, ghosts, gravity, electricity, the smell of roast chicken, old socks, fragrances, wet wool, sound waves, germs. These are invisible. All those things are invisible. You can't see them, but they're there. Like germs. They're there, but you just can't see them. Electricity. Can't see it, but it's there. Some germs can make you sick. So can eating a woolly milk-capped toadstool, or breathing in smoke, or getting spat on by a slow loris. Sometimes people get hurt by accident. So they're saying that germs can make you sick. Eating certain things that have bacteria, animals can make you sick. Or just getting the bacteria from someone. It can make you not well. Mom, sometimes we hurt each other. So the two kids fighting or war that can hurt each other. It's better when we help each other. So they're showing how a library works, so that people are helping each other to read and enjoy learning. That's better. Babies are not very good at anything. Kids are good at lots of things. Grown-ups can do just about anything until they are really, really old. But by then, the babies are grown up and can help. So say that babies can't do anything, but children are learning things. Grown-ups can do most things. And then when you're old, you can't do anything. But by that time, the babies have grown up to be helpers. Older people are good at telling stories about the world when they were young. Kids are good at making up stories that haven't happened yet. So the old people tell stories that have happened, and the young people tell stories that haven't happened yet. They make them up. There are lots of things we don't know. We don't know where we were before we were born, or where we go when we die. But right this minute, we're here together on this beautiful planet. So right now we're all together. We don't know our destiny, but we're here together now. If you come to Earth, you can stay in my room. Love, Quinn. So she wrote this story, an outer space alien, and said that if they come to Earth, they can stay in her room. She'll let them. The end. I hope you enjoyed that story.